Folks, 29-3 is now unquestionably the best link leveling stage in Dokkan. Today's video, we're going to be discussing some of the concepts you should know about link leveling and why this is now the best stage moving forward. You should be doing this whenever you possibly can. Forget 23-8, forget 15-2, forget 7-10, none of it. You should be focusing on 29-3. Now, the layout is a little bit different here because I want to provide some supplemental visuals here. Not that you can necessarily read all of it because some of this is pretty crazy in terms of text, but I still want to reference basically my video that I made about half a year ago regarding link leveling. The whole process has been explained. Go check out that video. I will link it in the description. It is a very useful watch. And I will also be providing a link to a Reddit post, which is the source of all of my powers when it comes to link leveling knowledge. You want to know how this all works? Definitely go watch that video because I will likely be referencing some of the concepts and terms that I mention in that video. So go watch that and then come back. Oh, welcome back. All right. So why is 29-3 the best stage? It is the best stage simply because it is a small stage with very little panels. And then of those very few panels, 4 of them are guaranteed fights. So the amount of variation that will occur against the amount of guaranteed fights that we've got yields a much better chance of links proccing on the fights, because the only way to catalyze a link level up is for the link level up seed. Just think of this stage. All of these panels makes up like a block of soil, and you're sprinkling seeds all throughout the various panels. Sometimes it lands on the first panel, sometimes it lands on the second, sometimes it lands on the third, maybe all of them, you know, depending on how your RNG works. It's all predetermined as you're loading into the stage. It runs all the calculations ahead of time. Once you load into the game, it has now set those mysterious seeds on the panels themselves. So what you want, what you're hoping for, is those link level up seeds to be emerging on a panel where you fight, because that is the only way to actually have the seeds sprout. So if you've got 4 guaranteed fights, which means 4 panels that will forever and always be fight panels, then that means it's going to give you a much better chance of randomly sprinkling some seeds and landing on one of those 4 panels, which is why stages like 23-8, where there were 0 anchor points, there were 0 guaranteed fights, there were only random Cybermen fights sprinkled all throughout the stage, it was a lot more difficult to have those random seeds basically sprout on catalyst or anchor or fighting panels, for lack of a better phrase. So that's why that's how that works. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to counter and say, but Toon, I've had so much luck on that stage. I don't care what you say, I'm going to keep going. I don't blame you. If you are having the best luck in the world on 23-8, forget all this stuff. Just keep going with that. If that's working for you, feel free. Because no matter what I say, no matter what we do in terms of like number crunching and all that stuff, RNG is RNG. For me, when I play Fire Emblem, I am the unluckiest person who ever lived. For those of you who are Fire Emblem fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. When you've got a 99% chance to hit someone, you will miss 3% of the, I will miss like 3 times in a row. That's how I work. All right. So when it comes to RNG, if you are having a good lucky roll on a particular stage, by all means, keep going. The reason why 29-3 is just better in every way is because not only now is the link leveling process better, there's quicker turnaround, you've got more fights, but also you get a nice substantial chunk of green incredible gems in the process. From the start of my link leveling on 29-3, I had about 92 incredible gems, and that was about 8 or 9 hours ago, give or take. Now I have 1,400 incredible gems, and I'm not going to be stopping. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep doing this because I want to farm up a bunch of resources and have a ton of it in my backlog. That way I don't have to worry about it in the future, because for me, I'm pretty much done with link leveling. I don't care anymore. I will only link level new units, really. Once in a while, I will work on like random SSR teams, but I just don't have the same zest for link leveling like I used to, because I've achieved what I set out to accomplish. I have link leveled and maxed out every character that I would use conceivably on a team. TUR, LR, SSR, whatever I would use, I've done it. Now I'm basically working on extra copies. So I'm doing this basically to get the incredible gems, but in the process, I'm getting some nice links. Now, one major question that some of you are probably wondering, Toon, does stamina help with link levels? If you burn more stamina, do you get more links? The answer is very confusing, and I'm gonna hope that this will help explain it, because I don't think I actually addressed this a whole lot in my video, in my first video. When it comes to stamina and when it comes to links, stamina directly does not impact the links. It's just that stamina is correlated to the success of link level up. So let me explain what that means. So take, for example, this stage, 29-3. 29-3 has 3 different levels of difficulty. We got normal, right? We got normal, we got hard, we got Z hard. Each one costs a different amount of stamina, right? This one costs 15, this one costs 20. Oops. This one costs 20. This one costs 25, right? So when you run through this on normal versus Z hard, is the chance of link leveling up higher on the Z hard one? The answer is yes. But it's not because of stamina. It just so happens that the stamina is higher, so it gives the illusion that it actually impacts it. But what actually happens is the difficulty of the fight, it has its own calculation that sort of enhances the link leveling coefficient that occurs on that stage, and other factors as well in terms of randomly generated fights, the panels and all that stuff. All the calculations that would typically occur when rendering the stage, all of them are factored in, including the difficulty of the stage. I'm not going to go into detail about all this stuff, but if you guys watch my other video, you know each link level has in its own vacuum a chance to proc. You have to multiply that by the coefficient of the stage. That coefficient is determined by a whole bunch of different factors, including the difficulty rating, not the stamina. But it's because of the fact that the stamina goes up the higher difficulty you go. People have sort of misassociated the stamina with the link leveling process. Here's a great way to sort of break that mode of thinking. If we were to take this quest stage into the portal of memories, meaning we don't use stamina to run these events, we use keys, right? Instead of using 15 stamina, we're going to use 1 key for normal mode. If we're going to be running through hard mode, we're going to be using 2 keys. And then for Z hard mode, we're going to be using 3 keys. We're not burning stamina now, but still the Z hard stage yields better results when it comes to link leveling. Why? It's not because of the keys. It's because of the fact that Z hard is Z hard. So the difficulty itself is basically its own little quantifiable metric that is factored into the link leveling equation. So that is why if you go to something like stupid, the stupid pan stage, I'm very salty about the pan stage because when we started this whole link leveling craze, I thought that pan with that 100 stamina cost meant I was guaranteed to get a link level up. Folks, I kid you not, it took me like 18 weeks to get my first stupid link level up on this stage. I was so salty. For 100 stamina and 1 guaranteed fight, you would think that I would get a link level up from a 9 to a 10 easily in like the first 5 weeks. Nope, not 10 weeks. Nope, not 15, 18 weeks. Took a very long time. So stamina does not matter, but it just happens to be linked in a very inconvenient way that it confuses people. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I'm sure my boy Proton will probably elaborate further in the comments. Shout out to Proton because he helped me come up with that comparison to really help put things into perspective. So hopefully that does help you guys out. But that's why stamina doesn't matter so much, but it is still correlated in a small way. So when it comes to this Mythbuster, you're going to see this is the Reddit post that was made by Vinnybones. I made the whole video based on this article, this post. So all credit goes to him. I will provide a link to this Reddit post as well in the description and in the pinned comments. You guys can go check this out. It goes over all of this stuff. And hopefully my little explainer here puts into context that whole thing. So now comparing 29.3 to 28-2, they're both basically the same stage. One just simply has one more fight than the other. So when you're trying to farm out blue gems and green gems, just know that 28.2 is still decent. It's just that you're going for the blue gem currency, and you're also going to be very mindful of the fact that, look, you only have 3 fights here as opposed to 4. But if you look at the panels, there are more panels. So that does hurt. So like, you know, if you're, I wish you could see where my fingers are like pressing on the screen, but like when it's pre-rendering and calculating in right now, you know, if I were to like use a cheat program to take a look, oh, the sprinkled seeds, oh my gosh, there's one right here where it says 4, a seed is right there, but I'm never going to get it. Why? Because there's no fight there. Oh, another seed procced where it says 3 on the right side where that training item is. Oh man, you know what? I'm not going to get it because there's no fight there. So you want to be minimizing the overall total panel count, and you want to be maximizing the guaranteed fight count. This is still a good stage, so don't feel like it's not good, but in comparison to 29-3, it is not as good, which is why we're going to just leave this for right now. Yeah, I'm burning stamina, I know. I want to make this video short and concise. I don't want to take 20 hours running through that. So that is why 29-3 is the best. So hopefully this makes things a lot easier for you guys to understand. Again, I would strongly urge you guys to go watch that other video. That will explain things in further detail. That combined with this, you guys should be fine. And that should explain why this is now the best stage. If you still want to continue using 7-10, by all means. 8-9, by all means. They are all still decent stages. This one is just better. And of course, when it comes to the stamina consumption, some of you might not feel as comfortable. That was one issue that I had with 28-2, because before I was a 7-10er, I would spend like 12 stamina on each run of this. Whereas then after that, I was spending 25. I felt very uneasy burning as many stones and stamina as I was on any given day on 28-2 as opposed to 7-10, but I couldn't argue with the results. The results were better. So this is going to be even better than 28.2, but the benefit is the stamina cost is exactly the same, if not maybe like 1 stamina a difference. So it's not that bad. So yeah, all signs point to this. Green is a go. 29-3 is the answer, folks. Believe me, I've done the research. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments. Actually, hold on, wait. Let me see. Did we actually get any links? Oh, I got one. Okay. Let me know in the comments, what stage do you use to link level? What stage have you been using to link level? Which stage are you going to be using now? If you're a free-to-play or low-spending player, do you often link level with any spare stamina that you have during the day that you don't simply want to use for anything else? Or do you just not care about all this stuff? Let me know your guys' thoughts about all of this in the comments down below. Let me know if you have any questions as well. Hopefully, either myself or some other tune can help you out. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let you know when to see more of my stuff. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly. Link level responsibly, too.